Hello and welcome to Gadget Guide USA. Thanks for watching my Infinuvo Hovo 710 Pet Series Robotic Vacuum Cleaner with HEPA filter, UV lamp, virtual blocker, charging base, and scheduler product review. Whew, that was a mouthful. As you can see here, I still have it in the box that was sent to me from Amazon. It's everything you would expect from Amazon packaging, including a solid brown shipping container. As you can see, I've scratched out my personal information there because I don't want to blast that all over the internet. Let's go ahead and get started. Nobody wants to just look at a brown box for too long. So we're going to go ahead and get it open. As you can see here, it's pretty standard with stuffed with this brown corrugated paper packing material or whatever you want to call it. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way. As you can see, the robotic vacuum cleaner got here in perfect shape, and it looks like we have some other stuff included. So actually, that is an object I'm supposed to review at a later date. So actually that shouldn't have been there. I just didn't realize it was there, and we're going to go ahead and continue. Let's go ahead and get rid of this box here. As you can see, this is a robotic vacuum cleaner. It says 3-in-1 vacuum and sweeping, dry mopping, 2-way UV sterilization. There is multiple models of this. I am supposed to have the 710 pet version. Apparently it's champagne colored and not red. And this looks just to be, the generic packaging. It kind of gives you some of the stuff. Like I said, there's multiple models. So it looks like this covers probably all the models or whatever else. But let's go ahead and try it inside. As you can tell, I haven't actually gotten a chance to play with the vacuum yet. I'm just doing the unboxing here today. We'll go ahead and look and see what we have here, and then I'll put it through its paces for a couple weeks in my kitchen. I already have one robotic vacuum cleaner, but just to make sure that none of my personal information is there, so it looks like it comes with some stuff here. The pickup address, and I don't know what this. Oh, this is the Amazon Online Return Center. Must be returned by this date, and okay, so it just looks like it's some generic information, not really pertinent to us because I'm not planning on returning this. Wow, styrofoam. It is styrofoam. It does to me look a little factory dusty, which we don't like, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know what else we'd expect out of a vacuum. It looks like we have a couple brush attachments here, and those are going to go on the bottom. Looks like it has some tape here. We don't like that, but looks like I was sent a demo model of some type, but I guess the tape really isn't important. We're going to go ahead and leave it there for now. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Like I said, this was provided to me in exchange for review, so it does look like the unit has been used at least somewhat, and not by me. So I guess it is what it is, but at the same time, not exactly brand new. So we're going to go ahead and pull this stuff out. Looks like it has a power charger. It has a charging base here, and we're going to go ahead and try to wire. It should plug in somewhere here. Okay, there we go, on the side there. It looks like it has all this stuff here, so that should you have too much cord, but you can wind it around there, and then run it out there, and then plug it in. So it looks like that's what that's designed for, so you have a nice clean thing and just wrap up. So we do like that. It looks like this is the charging base. It probably has some IR sensors in there to let the robot know where it's home. It also looks like it has some contacts here. So we're just going to go ahead and toss that down. It looks very similar to the Rollybot I already have at home. Actually, okay, now I see. The tape is, I guess, to hold this closed. So let's go ahead and grab my blade here. Maybe it has a problem popping open. I don't know what the deal is. Let's go ahead and push this and see if it pops open. Okay, so it does look, the internal components do look quite a bit different than the Rollybot from the outside. But let's go ahead and pull it open. And looks like this is your dust filter. Like I said, this has definitely been used. This was sent to me for review. I'm generally not sent used objects, but at the same time, considering I didn't pay for it, I guess I really can't complain. Okay, so it looks like we do have some stuff there. Let me go ahead and empty that. But it doesn't look like it was used much. It does have a filter here, and that is supposed to be a certified HEPA filter, which you can see here. It slides right in there. Well, if I can get it on. It's not their fault, it's mine. Alright, so it locks down in there, and you can see that the dust is going to be sucked up through here, pass through this filter, and or actually into the reservoir here, and then the air is passed out through the filter before being blown out. It does look like this is a removable filter, and it also includes an extra filter. I don't know how long these last, of course, but as I put it through the paces over the next couple of weeks, I'll find out, if I need to change the filter, if I just need to knock it out, or, nothing lasts forever, but at the same time, this could probably last a long time, with proper maintenance and cleaning. Okay, there we go. I was just trying to slide it in backwards. And we are back with, this is a live product demo. As you can see, I have the Infinuvo Hovo 710 set up. I've been using it for well over a week now, to clean general things. I mean, I've definitely had some problems. It's not as automated as I'd like. These brushes right here, okay, well, let's turn it off so it's not... It does detect when you pick it up by these wheels, and it also detects if it comes across a step here. So it will not fall off things. I've actually put it up on my desk and tried to make it fall off, and even like given a little push, behind it. So it will not fall off stairs or desks, even if you try to get it to. But essentially the biggest problem is this right here. This roller brush constantly gets clogged with little hairs from the Berber carpet, and it eventually gives you an error code. It does give you the error codes here. I kept getting E010, can't charge the cleaner. I don't know what that means, but I've gotten that error multiple times. And then I've gotten E003 more than once. But I keep cleaning these little fibers out of the wheels there. You can see I've been letting it clean all day long, and this stuff kind of gets caught up in there. And after a while, this brush, you actually have to take it apart here and remove this brush. It has these little, you can see these little plastic things. Lots of strings get caught in there, which results in this thing not spinning. And then it gives me an error. So I definitely don't like that. Overall, I don't like this thing. It does help pick up dog hair when I was using it at home. However, just the maintenance required in order to keep that clean all the time probably isn't worthwhile. They need to do something to make that last a little bit longer. But I'm going to go ahead and lock it back in there. And you can also see these brushes have been destroyed. Of course, they sent me these as replacements, but these weren't that bad when they pulled them out of the box, I don't think. They were a little bit twisted, but they've gotten quite a bit worse. I keep straightening them out, but I think it's caused by this rolling brush as well. So that rolling brush is causing multiple problems, including destroying the little spinner brushes. There's some objects, like round, puffy things, that this thing will not pick up. These are spinning like this, and instead of pushing the debris to the spinners and having them pick it up, it just knocks them away. So it's rolling around the house, just essentially just flinging little, pills or whatever it can find everywhere. So we don't like that. But we're going to go ahead and stick it here. I'm going to show you an example. It goes home okay. If you are in in the kitchen and your charging dock is 2 rooms away, it may not find its home by the time the battery dies. But at the same time, it does go home. It has this little sensor here, and this is shooting out an IR beam. So we're going to turn it back on. It's going to make some chimes. You actually hear those chimes a lot more often than I would like to hear them. Alright, so you push this dock button. If you have the remote control, you can actually push the dock on the remote control and it'll go. But you can see it'll find its way home. Oh, that's actually doing the go backwards thing again. So I've been having problems with this thing. It all of a sudden wants to go backwards, and now if I actually put it into cleaning mode, most likely it'll start cleaning backwards as well. My Rolleybot does not have these issues, even though they're very similar. Alright, so we're going to go to click clean. And it's going backwards again, with no explanation. Oh, now it's going forwards. And I'm getting another error, E011, so we definitely don't like that. Let's see what that error means. Bumper sensor failure. So, I've been getting that error. Alright, maybe it's working now. So, alright, so now let's see if it'll go home. Go home. Why don't you like your home? And it's doing the backwards thing again. I just don't think that it... Overall, my live test with this has not went well. It does work sometimes, it doesn't work other times. Is it finding its home now? I just don't get the logic behind this thing. It seemed very similar to the Rolleybot in the beginning, except, a little bit different of attachments. But overall, the logic behind it seems very inferior. Okay, so at least it's going home now. But I've had nothing but problems out of this thing. I've emailed the manufacturer, and he has responded saying, oh, it's probably defective. and to send it back to them, but considering they did send me this to free in exchange for an honest review, they're not going to send me another one. So of course that was rather displeasing that I've put this much time into it, and I'm going to end up sending this piece of junk back. They did blame it on Amazon, fulfilled by Amazon, sending me a return authorization. And you'll actually see during that unboxing there was a piece of paper that I thought was an invoice. In reality, it was a return authorization from another customer. So the person that actually returned this, I have all their personal information, including their address, which is definitely Amazon's fault because this object was fulfilled by Amazon. But at the same time, dealing with the company hasn't exactly been, a positive experience overall. They're obviously not based out of the United States or at least their English isn't their first language by their responses, which is fine. I deal with a lot of people, that English is not their native language, and that's fine. However, when the grammar is broken, it's just not a very pleasurable experience if you paid $300 for this. For me, it's really a minor thing. I get paid to do this, but at the same time, if I was a paying customer, their responses were, not what I would expect for a $300 vacuum, and their customer service. So to finish up my Infinuvo Hovo 710, pet cleaner vacuum review, as you can see, I'm getting another error. It's that same error. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off now. At the end of the day, this is not a product I'm going to recommend. When it did clean, it cleaned okay. I wouldn't say it's essentially I have a Rollibot at home that's very similar, except it doesn't have this roller brush attachment, which has given me nothing but problems, and it pops out all kinds of issues. So at the end of the day, I definitely prefer the Rollibot. This thing may be defective. I had a lot of problems with it going backwards and a lot of error codes popping up. But even when it was working originally, it didn't work very well. It did pick up pet hair better than the Rollibot. I can't deny that. But at the same time, the problems with the constant maintenance and all that, I would just rather let the Rollibot run for, additional time as opposed to doing this. The Rollibot is a little bit cheaper, I think $40 or $50 cheaper, and I'm going to continue to use that at home. I'm actually going to send this back to the people as they requested with a prepaid label they sent me. They're not going to send me another, and to be honest, I really don't care. They can keep it. I don't even want this thing. But, with all the constant errors, at the end of the day, if you got a unit that wasn't defective and worked properly, there's a chance you'd be happy with it. You're never going to be ecstatic with it. But, it does work. It does auto-clean, most of the time. But, with all the maintenance and all the issues I had, overall, it's just not a product I'd recommend. In addition, the Fulfilled by Amazon sent me this return authorization slip, which you're going to see during the unboxing, but I actually have somebody else's address and phone number and things like that. So I definitely didn't like that experience either. Of course, that's really the fault of Amazon and not necessarily the Alpha Outlet company that sent me this Infinuvo, but the product just really isn't up to snuff when compared to very similar products like the Rollibot. So overall, not a product I recommend, but if you do have one at home, it probably will get the job done somewhat, as long as you're willing to maintain it. Some of the bright sides, you can see that it was taped down when it was sent to me, and it doesn't necessarily have to be taped down. It doesn't pop back up. I taped it up so that when I could turn it upside down for the purpose of the review, it didn't pop back up all the time. One of the big benefits to this, it's actually the same benefit as the Rollibot, is that it's really easy to empty. The downside to this and the Rollibot both is that you have to empty them quite often. I have to empty it every couple of days, but I do have pets, so that may be part of it. I do hope you enjoyed my product review today. Comments are always welcome at the bottom of the page. Subscriptions are always appreciated. Thank you. And if you have any specific questions, comments, or suggestions, please email me at GadgetGuideUSA@gmail.com. Thank you for your time.